What's good, y'all? What's good, Real Talk Squad? This is Miles, and you're listening to Real Talk with Miles Johnson, where you know I always keep it real. Let's get right into it, man. And let's get right into it. What just happened today? What just happened a couple hours ago? James Harden, Joel Embiid delivered in game 4. They flat out did it. Shout out James Harden. Continue to make me look wrong. What did I say? James Harden, I'm challenging you. Well, here's what I actually said. What I told on my Instagram, what I said is I don't trust James Harden to help Embiid to be trustworthy. And that's the number one reason why I don't believe that the Sixers will make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. I said that out my words. I'm not going to be like these other guys that they say something against a player and they don't go back and say, I apologize. But here's the thing, bro. Before I go into how well James Harden played, how well the Sixers played, we're judging this by game basis. In game 1, James Harden was phenomenal. In game 2, James Harden was terrible. In game 3, James Harden was terrible. And what happens in game 4? Harden was magnificent. Look, James Harden showed me something. This Sixers team showed me something. And I'm going to flat out say, you might call me crazy, but I believe that the Sixers can win a championship. The heart they showed in those last 2 minutes in overtime, right, is something I've never seen out of this Sixers team before. Really since 2018 with Jimmy Butler, right? But even then, they could not close the deal with Kawhi Leonard. But when they had Ben Simmons, man, if they had this same team with Ben Simmons, best believe they're going to lose this game. And the Achilles heel for the Sixers, really for their whole franchise, since, Allen Iverson became MVP, and with Joel Embiid now becoming MVP, the biggest problem with both of those teams is that both those star players did not have somebody they could depend on in the clutch. They did not have somebody that they could depend on to help carry the load offensively. Well, guess what? James Harden answered that call. This is the same guy that lost money, gave up money to be like, you know what? I want to win a championship. I want to bring a guy like PJ Tucker, who everyone said he's overpaid. How could Daryl Morey do this, right? They're not winning this game, the Philadelphia 76ers, without PJ Tucker. What did he say to Joel Embiid in the fourth quarter? I don't know exactly what he said, but best believe that motivated him. Because come overtime, my man was on his game. He showed why he's the MVP. James Harden, he showed heart. I love this James Harden. He's so even killed, bro. He's so even killed. It's like nothing phases him. He's like, look, I'm not going to celebrate. I'm not going to show emotion that I'm happy until we beat this team, because he knows the level of team that he's playing against. So you got Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart. Here's the thing that troubles me in this series. In the 2 games that the Sixers won, James Harden was superhuman. In game 4, James Harden and Joel Embiid were superhuman. The Celtics did not have to have Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown be superhuman in game 3, right? They weren't superhuman in game 4, and it went to overtime. So what am I going to need? I'm going to need more out of Tobias Harris. I'm going to need more out of Tyrese Maxey. I'm going to need more out of DeAnthony Melton, who had 0 points. Like we're playing 3 guys off our bench. If you have 0 points and the other guys, Paul Reed and Yang, I mean, like, let's be honest. We're at a deficit. The team already has the 6th man of the year. So, ultimately, that's the key for the Sixers. Because James Harden has been magnificent. Joel Embiid, since Game 2, has been magnificent. And we're going to talk a little bit about him and Al Horford because I love that. That matchup is going to help Joel Embiid grow because I believe he will become a better player and become a better leader, better IQ by facing off a guy in Al Horford who is a pro's pro. Ultimately, bro, this Sixers team has the tools. They have the tools. They have the bench. They have the supporting cast. They have to execute. Tobias Harris, Tyrese Maxey, you got to execute. Tyrese Maxey, I know that you're young, but you got it in you. Like, you got it in you, bro. You got it in you to end up, stepping up, being that third option. James Harden has given you it. James Harden has given you it. So going back to what I was saying earlier, James Harden, I mean, he put up 45 in Game 1, 42 in Game 4, go-ahead 3 to win it. He was clutch in the fourth quarter to help us secure overtime. When Embiid was struggling, let's call it what it is, Harden saved the day. Let's call it what it is, Harden saved Embiid in that fourth quarter. Because at a certain point, Al Horford had Embiid's number. And the Sixers were looking lost, and they were like, who is going to get a bucket for us? Harden was even killed. He said, I got it. I done sacrificed too much money. I done left from Houston to Brooklyn, play with KD and Kyrie. Now I'm in Philly. I sacrificed too much to squander this moment, to go down 3-1 to the Celtics that ended up going to the finals just last year. He knows the level of team that he's playing against. The Sixers knew this was a must-win game. You saw P.J. Tucker out there. He felt like the old head on the block. OG, Unk, in the YMCA. Get on your game, bro. Get on your game. That's what P.J. Tucker is. And I'll say it again, the Sixers are not winning this game without P.J. Tucker. And certain stuff that's like, and you can't see it in the box score, the box sheet, the stat sheet, whatever. He had 6 points, a couple rebounds. Great defense, great blocks, leadership. That's why P.J. Tucker is paid, even at his age. But I love this team, that grit that they showed. Like, the grit they showed is something that I ain't seen in a long time. Maybe ever in the Trust the Process era. I haven't seen this grit before. This is a damn good Celtics team. Marcus Smart was balling. As a matter of fact, hold up. I didn't even talk about the refs. So you gonna tell me that wasn't a push-off? You're capping. So you're gonna tell me that's not a charge, bro? That is a charge. That's a block. That's a block. He's literally moving. And y'all owe us a call because Marcus Smart flopped off that screen, right? He flopped off that screen. We know it. He flopped. It's his history. It's what he does. So the Sixers were up against everything. They were up against Al Horford, ultimately almost having Embiid's number. They were up against the Celtics coming back in the fourth quarter. They were up against the refs, the terrible calls. Things not going their way. And they still found a way. That Sixers team from 2021, that lost to the Hawks is giving up this game. This is a new team, a new identity, and the way that Embiid has matured and grown. He knew that, I was tripping in the fourth quarter, came in the overtime and balled out off one leg. Shout out to my team. Shout out to the Sixers. I can't wait for Game 5. And I'm going to say this to Embiid before I get off. My message to Embiid, Harden saved you. Harden saved you in Game 4. Your whole career, you have only needed a co-star that can match you offensively in the playoffs. Daryl Morey got you that in James Harden. So ultimately, you need to win the game in Boston. You need to win the game in TD Garden. You're the MVP. Show them why you're the MVP. You're made for this. You're built for this. It's going to come with Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris also playing better, DeAnthony Melton. But it all starts with you. This is Real Talk with Miles Johnson, where I'll always keep it real. I'm out, y'all.